I'm doing this comparison with these two sizes because are the ones I have right now, but also because many people wonder if it's worth to pay almost twice the price for the 55-inch of the QD OLED S95F, or if it's much better and enough to go for the QD Mini LED QMAK, also known as C8K, keeping into account it's larger and cheaper. Well, you need to decide this by yourself according to what I will show you in this video, but for the vast majority of users, the TCL will be the best option. The Samsung has an anti-reflective matte screen, while the TCL does not. However, the reflections handling of the TCL is more than okay despite of having a glossy screen. But if you want an almost perfect result, you need to go for the S95F. Performance in dark scenes is outstanding on both TVs. The results in the Samsung are perfect since it has OLED technology. However, the TCL is so far the TV with mini LED technology I consider has the nearest performance in this area of an OLED TV. The level of detail on the TCL is slightly better, while the Samsung shows you deeper black colors with a very decent level of detail. You need to understand that the results may vary according to each picture mode, also depends if the content has or not HDR technologies, and you can apply some settings on both TVs in order to improve what you want. I mean, in the Samsung you can improve the level of detail, and on the TCL you can make the black colors look deeper. In terms of brightness, they both are two of the brighter TVs you can get right now, but it is true that the Samsung can be brighter if you set this option HDR tone mapping active. But if you do this, you may lose some picture quality in terms of accuracy. The TCL has an amount of brightness more than okay, more than enough for almost every user. But remember, if you want to make your eyes burn, go for the Samsung. The TCL can make them burn too if you want to. Of course, I'm joking by saying this. The HDR experience is simply incredible on both TVs. The main difference here is that the TCL includes the IMAX picture mode, which can be selected when the content has, for example, native HDR10. And the TCL can activate automatically Dolby Vision when the content has this HDR technology. You can use this picture mode Dolby Vision IQ if you want to. And on the Samsung, the technology enabled in these cases will be HDR10. And they both support HDR10 Plus and HLG. By the way, color saturation capacity on both TVs is simply brutal. They both have these parameters in case you want much more saturation, and when you increase the color option, the results are simply, as I said, brutal, being higher on the Samsung. But I am not telling you to do this, I'm just showing you what both TVs are capable of in this area. Image upscaling on both TVs is great, although the results are slightly better on the Samsung, showing you a smoother result. Nevertheless, the picture you will get with the TCL is more than good compared to other TVs. Gray uniformity is very good, almost perfect, being slightly better on the Samsung. Viewing angles are perfect in the Samsung, as you can see. Colors won't look washed out and won't lose volume even if the angle is super wide. Although the results on the TCL are more than okay despite of having VA panel. However, TCL prefers to call this panel as Crisp Glow WHVA. Motion handling on both TVs is pretty good. They both can reduce a lot judder and blur, and the artifacts you may perceive are not disturbing. In terms of gaming, they both support 120Hz in 4K with current video games consoles, and if you connect them to a super powerful PC graphics card, it will be able to reach 144Hz in 4K on both models, and 165Hz in 4K only in the Samsung. In the TCL you can reach 288Hz, but only up to 1080p. They offer these game bars with different features. The game bar of the TCL has these three theme styles, making reference to the current most popular video games consoles. Both game bars offers you the option of making an aiming aid appear on the screen, but the one of the TCL has more options for changing size, shape, color and position. But the most important of these game bars are the picture modes they offer. The TCL's game bar only offers 3 picture modes, while the Samsung's game bar offers 9 picture modes, including the auto picture mode, which by using artificial intelligence will choose the best picture mode according to the type of video game you're going to play. Input lag times on both TVs are low and more than enough for almost every gamer. Overall gaming performance in this area on both TVs is one of the best you can experience in a 4K TV. Picture quality is great and the motion handling on both TVs is remarkable and perfect. However, if you are considering about buying any of these models for the main purpose of hardcore gaming for several hours a day, I recommend you to lower the amount of brightness in order to increase the lifespan of both TVs. And in the case of the Samsung, in order to decrease the risk of image retention. Nevertheless, you need to understand that image retention and pixel burn-in are extremely difficult things that may occur in current QD OLED TVs. About the smart area, these are the remotes. The main differences here are that the one remote of the Samsung is smaller, has less keys, is more ergonomic and can be charged via solar panel or via USB Type-C. On the other hand, the remote of the TCL is larger, is not bad in terms of design, and the most important is that its keys are backlit, which can be very useful. The operating system for the Samsung is One UI Tizen. You cannot install APK files because it is not based on Android, while the TCL has Google TV, which is based on Android TV and of course includes the Google Play Store. They both have these menus for shortcuts and you can modify the position of these icons if you want to. The main difference here is that in the TCL you can add or remove shortcuts as needed. And the TCL has the advantage that it allows you to modify the aspect ratio of any content from any native app, such as YouTube, Netflix, HBO Max, Disney+, while the Samsung does not allow this. They both have the option for multi-view in the case of the Samsung and multi-visual in the case of the TCL. Ambient mode is possible too. Let's say that here Samsung offers picture with movement, which is great. And they both support voice commands by pressing the microphone button in the remote or by using the feature hands-free voice control. In order to finish, I want to tell you that the sound performance of the Samsung is not as impressive as promised in theory. It's not bad, but the performance of the TCL is much better in terms of power, bass, and surround experience. It has a high-end audio system by Bang & Olufsen. So, as a conclusion, the Samsung is recommended for users who love this brand, who love QD OLED technology, and of course for people with a much larger budget. And also if you want a higher amount of brightness with anti-glare made screen and perfect viewing angles, and if you need the 165Hz in 4K for the gaming area. On the other hand, the TCL is for people with a lower budget but that even so want to get a premium QD mini LED TV with a balanced result in everything and much power in terms of sound. And that's it. Please guys, let me know in the comment section down below which one of these TVs will you buy and why. I remind you guys you can support my channel by doing some purchases through the links I put in the description and also in the first comment. Also click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching and until next time.